In this video, I'll discuss how I transformed myself into a business. I'll share the one-person business blueprint I followed to hit 6 figures per year in 3 years after starting out. I wanna make a little disclaimer before I start. This is my personal experience, and I did this while living in a third world country. Yep, I live in Bulgaria. You probably don't know where that is. Should you visit Bulgaria if you come on a vacation to Europe? Maybe not. Visit Italy, maybe France. Bulgaria is right between Greece and Romania. In case you feel lucky and brave, maybe you should visit. Life is fun on the Balkans, and make sure you say hi if you come here. Anyway, the blueprint I will share with you today will be even more effective than the one I used because I transformed myself into a business, starting out flat as broke, living in a third world country, and I didn't even live in a big city. And compared to any American standards, I don't think we even have a big city in Bulgaria. So I started this one-person business with just pen and piece of paper. If you are flat as broke, living in a first world country, you're light years ahead of me, and this blueprint will give you everything you need to get started and scale your one-person business. I'll get right into it. The first thing I did to get started with the one-person business model is I did what I call the focused immersion period. Probably you have never heard of focused immersion, but that's fine. I'll explain how this works. And the focused immersion happened by accident. See, I had this job I hated. I was working as a accounts payable in a big corporation. I am free-spirited at heart, and corporation and me, we just don't go in the same sentence, and I hated this job. I remember that just to go to work I had to commute for 1 hour and spend another hour to return. So I wasted 2 hours of my youth every day commuting to work, going to a job I hate and doing work that had no impact. Pretty much every free minute I had, I thought about quitting this job and doing something different. I barely made rent and I had no skills. That's why I needed to do something. I had a true passion for business and marketing. I've read many marketing and business books, but I had no document to prove that. That's why I decided to complete some online courses and get a certification. On top of that, I decided to do something productive with my commute to work. Instead of just sitting in the metro or the bus and listening to music, I listened to audiobooks, read books, and listened to podcasts. The first certification course I completed was for Google Ads. I would wake up at 5 a.m. before going to work and study for 2 hours. Then get in the metro, and in the metro I would read books. On my way back, I would listen to an audiobook. I did this for around 3 months, but the results were amazing. I completed 2 courses with certification, and I've completed around 15 books related to business and marketing. I decided it was time for me to ditch this job and get a job in marketing. I quickly made a CV and added my newly gained certification. It worked so well that I got many calls and interviews for jobs. It was easy to get a job because I was prepared. I knew as much as the people who interviewed me and even more. I easily landed a job in marketing. I didn't like the first job, so I quit it and got another job, again in marketing. So in the second job, things worked out great. It was when preparation meets opportunity. It was a Facebook ads job and I completely crushed it. My results were superior. In 4 months, I learned the job and delivered results nobody else ever did. I'm talking about generating 1,200 sales per day with Facebook ads. That's what I'm able to do with Facebook ads. Once I saw my results, I knew it was time to move on. Although I was delivering great results and I had a decent salary, as a millennial, I was very unhappy with this job. I got promoted, but this wasn't enough for the company to keep me. See, I was a really key player in the company. I was like primetime Kobe Bryant. I was making stuff happen and my campaigns were highly profitable, but I felt a little bit unappreciated. It was time for me to make the next move. I quit this job, and back then I had a friend who was doing the digital nomad lifestyle. That happened in 2017, and back then working remotely and traveling was the dream many people had but few managed to achieve. I remember browsing Facebook in November and I saw a post from this friend of mine. She was somewhere in East Asia, surfing, and I was freezing to death in the cold Bulgarian winter. I decided to ask my friend how she manages to achieve this lifestyle. She told me that she got some clients from Upwork, which was enough for me. The very next day I went on Upwork. If you don't know, you can find freelancing gigs on this website. So in less than a week I had my first client, and for me it was the true definition of freedom. It was a very important stage for my one-person business journey because I transitioned myself from an employee to a freelancer. I was independent. I didn't have to commute to my job anymore. I could work from anywhere. I saved so much time. Then I started getting more and more projects. My clients recommended me to their friends and my business grew organically. I was getting a lot of word of mouth marketing, and that's how I added some new clients. Before I knew it, I had more clients than I could handle. My little freelancing gig grew, and to manage the work and get my campaigns working, I needed some extra help. That's why I needed to turn this into a real business. I had to think about accounting and hiring people. A mistake I made very early was messing up my pricing. I was charging too little and I couldn't hire others to help me. That's why I increased my prices and hired my very first few contractors. I hired people to do a specific jobs. I paid when the job was done and hired a few people part-time. I'm a big believer that you don't need 8 hours per day to do a good job. That's why I prefer working with independent contractors or freelancers. Many would say that productizing yourself would be the best way to run your one-person business, but you need to hire somebody at some point. Instead of productizing myself, I hire independent contractors to help me do the work. Maybe that's the one-person social media marketing agency business, and maybe I should make a video about the one-person social media marketing agency one day. We'll see. Becoming an expert was a really important part of the journey. Getting jobs also helped me hone my skills, but at the end of the day, the one-person business model is all about getting clients. I think that's not just the one-person business, but any business. So this was my one-person business blueprint. My name is Nico. In this channel, I talk about business, marketing, and wealth. Check the links in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon.